All right, so you're thinking about a career in tanning and even landed an interview that's awesome. We're going to dive deep into RoleCatcher's resources, career guides, interview tips, all that good stuff to help you totally crush this interview. Think of this as your tanning interview boot camp.
You know, it's wild how, even though it's such an old craft, the tanning industry is changing so fast. There's this huge demand for eco-friendly practices now, and people are rediscovering how cool the blend of traditional skill and modern tech really is. Interviewers are going to want to see that you get that you understand this whole evolving world.
It's like the difference between making a saddle by hand and coming up with some brand new eco-friendly tanning method.
Exactly.
And speaking of which, let's jump right into a question that trips people up, even though it seems easy. Imagine the interviewer's like, so what made you want to become a tanner? It's the first question on RoleCatcher's list, and it's all about your why.
Yeah, this is your moment to show them what you're passionate about, what really excites you about this whole field. Maybe it's the history, the whole science of turning raw hides into something amazing, the artistry, whatever really speaks to you. And this is important, connect your why to what the company cares about. You did your homework on them, right?
For sure. A little research can make a big difference. Okay, so let's say you totally nailed that why question. Then they hit you with number 2, the one about quality control. RoleCatcher's Career Guide talks about all these physical and chemical characteristics. How do you even answer that without getting lost in all the technical stuff?
Think about it this way, real-world examples. Imagine you're looking over a hide, checking for anything that could mess up the final product. Or you're super carefully watching those pH levels during the tanning process. That's quality control in action right there. They want to see you get it, practically speaking.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI feedback can be a game changer. It helps you tailor your answers to each company. Imagine you're interviewing for some high-end leather goods place versus a huge factory that churns stuff out. Your answer about quality is going to be different for each. That AI can help you fine-tune things for maximum impact.
Totally. Okay, let's move on to question 3, which is all about keeping up with trends in the industry. Don't just say you keep up, though. Give them specifics. Mention important trade journals, conferences you've gone to, or online groups where tanners geek out and share knowledge. That shows you're really in the loop.
It's like following those leatherworking stars on Instagram, right? You're plugged into the latest techniques and innovations.
Exactly.
Now, while sustainability might not be its own separate question, it's a big part of a modern tanner's work, wouldn't you say?
For sure. Question 6 actually touches on environmental practices, but it's bigger than that. It's a huge theme in everything nowadays. Be ready to talk about how you would minimize waste, use responsible chemicals, and reduce your environmental impact. It's not just checking boxes. It's about showing you get the bigger picture.
And that connects to problem solving, which brings us to question 4, dealing with a customer who's not happy. It's like that moment when you realize a whole batch of dye is off and you need a fix, like yesterday.
Exactly. When you answer this one, focus on showing them you can solve problems and stay professional. What did you do to fix things? Remember that tannery technician profile from the career guide?
Sure.
They're supposed to be amazing troubleshooters, and that's important at every level. Lay out your answer clearly. Here's the problem. Here's how I fixed it. Here's the happy ending.
So we've talked about quality, staying updated, and handling tricky situations. Feeling the heat yet? Don't worry, we're in this together. Now, question 5 digs into your experience with different kinds of leather. It's got to be more than just listing off cowhide, sheepskin, goatskin, right?
Right. Talk about what's unique about working with each one, what's tough, what's rewarding, how you change your techniques. For example, did you know that tanning fish leather for super soft clothes is becoming a thing? Sharing those kinds of nuggets shows how much you really know.
See, this is why I love these deep dives, always learning something new. Okay, moving on to question 7, which is about leadership. That might sound a little intimidating, especially if you're not going for a management job.
Even at the entry level, showing you've got leadership potential is a good thing. Think back to that typical interactions section in the career guide. It talks about how tanners work with all sorts of people, finishers, suppliers, designers, you name it. Have an example ready that shows you taking initiative. Maybe how you led a team project or smoothed over a conflict. Even small wins can show off those soft skills.
So it's about showing you can take charge, even when you're collaborating. And speaking of teamwork, those collaboration skills are really put to the test in question 8, which is all about troubleshooting. It's like they want you to relive your worst tannery nightmare right there in the interview.
Think of it as a chance to really shine. This is where you get to show off those problem-solving skills that are like gold in any job.
They want to know you can handle it when things get tough.
Yeah.
Have a story ready, just like we were talking about. What went wrong? How did you figure it out? And what did you do about it?
RoleCatcher's Career Guide really stresses that problem-solution-outcome structure. It's classic for a reason.
It just works. It's a clear, compelling way to talk about your experience. Think about those aha moments you've had working with leather.
Yeah, like you saved a whole batch of dye.
Exactly. Or you figured out why a piece came out stiff as a board. It doesn't have to be some huge disaster. Even small wins show you can troubleshoot like a pro.
Exactly. Turn those wins into a story. Show them you're cool under pressure, even surrounded by, like, chemicals and hides, haha.
Right.
Okay, so while we're talking about potential hazards, question 9 gets into something super important. Compliance. We're talking environmental rules, worker safety, all of it. Those regulations exist for a reason. Interviewers want to know you take them seriously. The career guide even mentions specific agencies, like the EPA and OSHA, so brush up on those.
Because just knowing the rules isn't enough, right?
Definitely not. Go beyond just stating the regulations. Highlight how you make sure things are done right.
Yeah.
Do you do regular checks yourself? How do you keep good records and dispose of waste properly? Those details matter big time.
It's like they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Or, a whole drum of messed up leather. So we've covered a lot here, showing your passion, your knowledge, how you solve problems, and how committed you are to doing things by the book.
And let's not forget those all-important soft skills. Remember RoleCatcher's competency interview guides? Those are amazing for practicing those behavioral questions that pop up everywhere.
Oh, right. Those, tell me about a time when questions. Those can be nerve-wracking.
I know, right? The great thing about RoleCatcher is they've got that AI feedback for the competency stuff, too. You can practice your answers, get suggestions, even do mock interviews with AI analysis.
It's like having your own personal coach.
Pretty much.
And it's all part of RoleCatcher's free account, which is awesome. You can save questions, track how you're doing, even get feedback on your resume.
It's a secret weapon for anyone job hunting.
For real. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. From interview stuff to the bigger picture of your tanning career. The industry's changing, fast bio-based materials, waterless tanning, all kinds of cool stuff. How can someone who's just starting out stay ahead of the curve?
That's the question, right? It's all about never stopping learning. Go to conferences, connect with experienced tanners, try new techniques and materials on your own, that kind of thing.
So it's like all of those typical interactions they talk about in the career guide, they're not just like random bullet points, they're your future network, right?
Okay.
You're not just working with leather, you're part of this whole community of people pushing the boundaries.
100%. And that's where that passion we were talking about comes in. Remember that first question, why tanning? Hold on to that. Keep looking for those moments that make you go, aha. That's how you find your own way in this field.
It's such a cool field with so much history, but also so much potential.
Totally.
And hey, don't forget, RoleCatcher is there for you every step of the way, from rocking that interview to figuring out your career path.
Even if the specific job doesn't work out, what you've learned getting ready is huge. You've leveled up, and that's something to be proud of.
You've got this. Now go out there and wow them with your passion, your knowledge, your ability to handle anything they throw at you. We're rooting for you.
And remember, the tanning world never sits still. Stay curious, stay connected, and who knows what amazing things you'll be a part of.